It's there! Holy moly, this one's going to go big.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're going to have a look at Wild West by Ace in this video. Originally released on a £10 jackpot back in 1997, but it's the £15 upgrade that we're interested in for this one, because on the £15 upgrade, Ace stuffed it up and it was emptiable, and a proper emptier at that, because this has a free win on it. So we'll go through it here. I'll show you how you do it. We've got the doable ROMs in the emulator, and I believe this was never actually re-chipped. Back in the £15 days, I've covered this on the channel before, it was the sort of back end of the £15 era that I started to get a little bit of a clue and started to get some methods and started swapping methods with people. And I mentioned to one of the guys in the UK that I was in contact with that a Wild West had turned up with me. And he said, you know what, I'm pretty sure there's something on Wild West, but I don't know what it is myself. I can probably find out off one of my guys. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I've just got, I think it was actually at the time, which I didn't think was that super secret. I think it was the Psycho Cash Beast and clones, you know, the knocking back on Psycho Cash Beast, Frenzy, Big Brother, that lot. So I sort of ended up swapping that for Wild West, and the information that came back to me about Wild West was it had never got chipped. So if you can find one of these on 15 quid, it'll be a worker, because Ace never re-chipped it. The ROMs that we have running in the emulator here, I am pretty sure are exactly the same ROMs that we had in the ones round here, because I've been kicking this around in the emulator and it plays exactly the same. Everything about it is just as I remember it in the pubs here. Now, before I start, I'll just open the doors for you and I'll show you what the stats are before I start playing it. Because the interesting thing on this one is it actually counts up the money. If you can see there straight away, it's set to a target of 84. That's the first two digits there. The 25 there is referring to the amount that it's over percentage. So it actually keeps track. Look at that. Aim 84. Actual 109, and that's only going up over time. So it's one of them interesting ones in that the machine is actually keeping track of where it's up to, but there's nothing in it to tell it to stop. Not like, you know, that bar crest Overwatch thing that they put in where the machine will just critical alarm if it gets too far over percentage. There was none of this going on back then. So this does have a full and infinite emptier on it. So I'll show you what you do. And basically, it's the barcodes that are of interest on this. And very specifically, we want the 321 barcode. So that's triple, double, single bars. And we're after that feature there. Can you see? Cash Jewel. Now, the 1, 2, 3, I've just added to this layout for myself. Just to when I was just reminding myself of how to do this, I just put that there to remind me of the barcode. So you press 1, 2, 3 to get Cash Jewel. The other thing about this is it needs to be super. This will only work if the feature is super, and the way that you do that is, can you see this? Now, I've added these overlays just for my own guidance. On the real machine, as I remember, they were red. Some of these numbers were red, I think, on the real machine. But on this layout, that wasn't done. So I've just added that in to remind myself of which ones will make the feature super. So that's what we're after. That's kind of it, really. We're just going for the 321 barcode. We need to get it super. So we need to have one of those numbers showing there. And then we collect our barcode and we get Cash Jewel 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's get going then, and I'll kind of show you along the way what the nuances of are when it comes to this one. Was that the right hold there? I should have been a little bit quicker there on the respin. There's a few little things that you have to watch out for on this. The first one is that you don't want to let it get too happy. If it gets to a certain level of happiness, it will just spin the jackpot in and potentially repeat once or twice. You really don't want that, because you need the machine to be happy enough to be able to sort of offer you the super features. And a dead machine won't do that. So you need a little bit of life in it to be able to have the super features be offered to you, but you don't want it to be so happy that it's just going to spin the jackpot in. Now, I'm going to go for a hold there because, see there, there's only one. I'll put the real maps over to the left. Over to the right even. Can you see there's only one double bar on reel 2 and there's only one single bar on reel 3, and indeed there's only one triple bar on reel 1. So for our barcode, there's only one of each symbol on the reels. There's 2 triple bars on reel 3, but that's actually no use to us. So I'll go for it there because we're not a million miles away. And let's see. Oh, spin again. That didn't really help me, did it? I mean, I stopped. Oh, fuck it. Absolutely stuffed me there, didn't it? So there are also quite a few little setup-y type things that you can do with this, in terms of how it will spin the reels, because each of the reels can only spin so far each time. Like reel 3, for example, just loves to go back to pretty close to where it started from, that sort of thing. But see, that's not, I don't know. Now, I did have some of those back in the day, and we are talking like 20, probably 24 years ago. I had some of them. I found over time that I'd forgotten them. So, oh, now look at that. See there, it's giving me a hold for blue 7. So what I want to do here really is take a win and just take some of the heat out of it, because we really don't want that jackpot just to spin in, because we want some happiness in the machine, but not too much. I'm not going to take the mystery win either, because that has a habit of just giving you a jackpot if it wants to. So let's just, you know what, we'll just collect 2 quid there. I should have probably got a better number there on, because oh, you know what, I'll collect 3 quid. That's fine. That'll just take the edge off it a little bit. You can just collect the odd £3, £4, £5, just enough to keep it out of the spot where it's going to just spin the jackpot straight in. I mean, you see there the numbers. I mean, we've got the triple there, but obviously you need some numbers. The way that the numbers are lined up on the reels relative to the barcode, it can be a little bit. See there, the double straight underneath there. So I mean, obviously I can hold them all there and get the bonus, but that's not really going to help. It does like to do a hold after nudges, this one. The issue with that is that you're a little bit at the mercy of the gods. Even if it gives you a hold after nudges for the barcode, the problem with it is that it's a little bit of a crapshoot on whether or not you get the super number. And if you don't get the super number, it's no good. One of the other things that you can do is gamble all the way up to Nudges Unlimited, but obviously you've got to have it pretty much jackpot happy at that point. If you can get up to Nudges Unlimited on a super number, then obviously that can't fail to be the barcode that you want. And the other one that you've got is Feature Trigger. Can you see there on the bonus? In fact, we might get it here if no. So it's sometimes worth just gambling just to try and get that feature trigger there, which it hasn't given me, but it's not its favourite bonus, and it doesn't guarantee you anything, because not only has it got to pick, it's got to pick Cash Duel, it's also got to pick it on Super, so that's not great. All right, so see, there you go. Now, that's probably not a bad one there. So, obviously, I want to hold that one. I want the 2 and I want to get the bonus. Me double's right there, and I certainly don't... I mean, there is a world... I don't think that's going to go all the way around that far, so I think we're going to have to hold it like that. Double up is... Well, that's left us with a few sketchy gambles now, hasn't it? How many is it? 6 or... Oh, fuck off. It can be, and this was very much my experience in the pub, bearing in mind that I was never playing this perfectly, is you can have good runs and bad runs on it. Sometimes you'll just have a nice little flurry of it giving you decent setups for the barcode, and sometimes it'll just be an arsehole about it. So I don't think there's anything that we can do with that there. I mean, we've got the... I think I'll actually just let that go there. And so there we are. That's not too bad. Ooh, now Reel Stopper can actually be one of the best ones, but can you see there? There's no real good spot to stop it there because they're just too spread out. I mean, we've got a chance of getting maybe a hold after nudges there, perhaps. I mean, if we do it there, I mean, I'm not even sure that. I'm not sure that was much of an improvement, really. So it might just be a tick with us for a bit, which is fine, and I won't be playing it perfectly. But the main thing is I'll be able to show you how you get the free win off the feature. And the other thing is I was able to win on these, and I've kind of said this before that I'm not making out that I was a great player or I would play these things optimally or anything like that. But certainly in the case of this, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to collect the £5 just to keep it off the boil. I used to... Ooh, I don't really want to repeat. I might just collect £7 and no repeat, actually. Just in case it repeats on the £5. I was able to make on these. Once I had the method explained to me, and I had that confidence, because I was told quite explicitly this was never re-chipped. So as long as you've... Oh no, the very fucking hell! Fuck. Fuck. There you go. There's the problem. I just left it a little bit too late, and that might repeat. I mean, I could have plugged it there. That's okay. Right, we might get away with that. And when I was learning this in the pub, because remember, this was all happening before we could play these in the emulator. When I was learning this, I did fuck up a few times. Oh! Bollocks, that wasn't a perfect, that wasn't... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I did fuck up more than once and just let the jackpot spin in. And you really didn't want it to repeat twice, because that would take a lot of the life out of it. But I did judge it wrong there. Even though I took that £7 win, it still just wanted to spin the jackpot in straight. I mean, on a good day, you can get it out all the way to... See, 10, it's not even there. It's not even close. It's absolutely not even close for 10 nudges. So we're slightly fighting against that, just having taken a jackpot out of it, because that will have been accounted for as a win. As far as I'm aware, it's only this one single win that we're going for that is free. I mean, you can have a gamble. I mean, it doesn't hurt you to have a gamble, insofar as there is a chance that it'll give you the feature trigger. I mean, you're going to lose that. Once you get into the sketchy numbers, you're going to lose. I mean, it's always worth having to go on a hold after nudges for the barcode. I mean, that doesn't... The other thing that you haven't got on this is you haven't got an exchange. So it's not like Caesar's Palace or even Kung Fu, where you had an exchange that could help you a little bit. You're kind of just locked onto one sort of trail on this, so it does limit your options a little bit on what you can do. I mean, I can go for a hold after nudges there, can't I, on 3? So let's do that. It might well give it. The problem's going to... There we are now. We are in the lap of the gods if we get the super number or not. And we haven't. That's no good to us. Right, okay, well, I'll deliberately... I should have just taken cat. It doesn't matter. Oh, super repeater. £3 plus repeat chance. That'll take a little bit of the edge out of it. I mean, what I'll do, if I get that again, I'll just show you normal cash duel. I didn't want to spoil the surprise of what cash duel is, but it's probably worth that. You see there, we've got the double and the single right underneath. But the important thing to remember on this is that you've always got the fallback here of free wins. So it doesn't, on some level, it doesn't matter too much if you're not doing it perfectly. Although you are, of course, limited by the £125 hopper. So there is that side of... I mean, you see there, it's... I don't think there's anything worth holding there, is there? Really? It is being... Annoyingly, it's been a bit arsey with me here. I was doing far better than that when I was just practicing this morning, and I had a nice little run on getting them close together, but it's not playing ball. But we'll stick with it. Right, I probably don't want to take any more wins out of it at this point. See, there's a feature trigger, and it's picked, rich pickings, and now we're probably going to lose this gamble. Oh, and it lost to a super number as well, so there we go. Let's just see if it's willing to give me a nudge here. Okay, so I could get it there, couldn't I? I definitely could get it there. So where's our... So there's numbers on everything there, isn't there? And then if we go for the... I mean, obviously I could get the... Obviously I could get the blue sevens there, but... We haven't got a nice reel set up there at all. Let's have a look. I mean, I think I'm going to need unlimited here, aren't I? To actually get... Oh, bollocks. Even 12 is not... 12... No. Not even 16 here. Oh, you fucker. Oh, you bastard. So, it's getting pretty happy again. So, I mean, you've got to remember that when you get when it does the jackpot spinning, what it's doing there is it's kind of taking the top off the compensator. So, even after it's done the jackpot spinning, the machine is not necessarily completely dead, but it does have a habit of taking it out of that spot where it wants to make it relatively easy for you to get these super features. But it's not, we're not doing great, we're not going great guns here, are we? But once we can get those free wins coming in. Just wanted to check there if it was jackpot nudge happy. I think that, yeah, there's a double right there, isn't there? But it's not enough. So I'm obviously, I don't know, I mean, that was not much of a hold, was it? I know for a fact there was a video that Cheerful Pessimist did on his channel about how you... Did he use Wild... His channel's gone now. That's things you can't... That's partly why I never made a video about Wild West, because Cheerful Pessimist had one on his channel, but the whole channel's gone now, so we can't even go back and look. But he had a really good video about how you can sort of manipulate the reels on these aces and JPMs to kind of get them to do what you want to. So they're just not lining up here, are they? So we can go for a hold after nudges there with 2 nudges. So let's just try that. No, we didn't want to give us the hold after nudges there. But we've always, like I said, we've always got the fact that we can get £15 free wins out of this. Oh, that's just shit again, isn't it? For all 3 of the bars, if all 3 of the bars have got numbers on them, what can you even do there? Really? It's just being a pig. I'm being shit and it's being a pig. But we'll keep it going. But what you need to be doing, and to actually really maximise your profit on these things, what you need to be doing is clever holds in the base game here to kind of semi-manipulate the reels into landing where you want them to. But sometimes it's just not doing it. Can I get a nice setup? See, there's the double and single together, but the treble's fucking miles away, isn't it? Could almost not be further away. Look at that. I mean, God, it's selected as it wants to go. I mean, what do we do here? Just go for holds after nudges. No, didn't want to do that there either. And it'll be playing like this, and then all of a sudden it'll just spin the jackpot in, which is why you've got to be careful. Let's see, it's not doing a hold after the nudges there, so it is being a twat with me here. I don't know, do you even want to... Is it even worth it? I mean, you can have a guess. Like, the triple's probably going to land pretty close. No, it didn't actually spin as far as I was expecting it to there. See, there we are. See there how that was a little bit... You need to be knowing them. And I don't know all of them at all. But there you go. That's how you can sort of bring the barcode round. Now, you can see the problem here is I don't have a super number, so I've got to win this and I've got to win it to a super number. There, right. Well, easy as that, folks. Right, there, fucking hell, right. It was an absolute arsehole with me there. Right, now then. So we get that. There is our barcode. And now I'll show you what the free win is on this. So now we take Cash Jewel And what it's going to do is watch these two values. And because it's super, it goes up dead slow and they go together. But watch where they go to. Watch where I can stop these. Up they go, up they go, up they go. And then, bosh. Now watch this. What does that add up to? £7.60 plus £7.60 equals £15.20. Round up to £16 and then drop the pound off. Did you see that there? So when they did the upgrade on the £10 jackpot, you get two values and they climb up slowly together to a fiver. You stop them on £5, so that's 2 times 5. There's your £10 jackpot. When they did the £15 upgrade, if you can believe it, how this happened, instead of doing 2 lots of £7.40, which would be £14.80, round up 20p, there's your 15 quid, they put 2 times £7.60 into the code. The machine adds that up to £15.20, goes, right, okay, I can't do. And it sort of gives you a clue to the order that the code's working in here. So it says, right, okay, I've got a hanging 20p. I can't award wins that aren't of a whole pound. So I'm going to round up to £16, which of course is not a win. Like, it's literally an illegal win. The legislation at this time did not allow for it. It rounds it up to 16 quid. You actually see £16 in the bank, and then finally something in the code goes, oh, fucking hell, that's not a thing, is it? I'll knock it down to 15 quid. But the important point now is that £15 is a free win. There is your free win. Something in the act of when the code does that little shimmy there, that £15 that I am collecting is not accounted for in the compensator. Now, we have already seen from looking at the stats when I open the doors that the machine is keeping track of percentage, in that it knows it's paid that win out, which is why it was showing 109%, but the compensator does not account for that win. As far as the compensator is concerned, that win did not happen. So this machine is just as happy as it was before it paid that 15 quid out. And this is why you've got to be careful when you're doing this, because if you just play flat out for your free £15 wins, obviously the compensator doesn't think it's paying out, so it's going to get to the point where it's just going to spin the jackpot in. So that, I think I'm going to let them go there, actually. So that, in essence, is it. Now, the bit that I'm doing wrong here is I'm not being very good at getting the setups for the barcode here. You've got to be playing smarter than me on the base game here to get those barcodes. I was better at it 24 years ago. I didn't know them all, but I could do a better job than I'm doing here. But I could do well enough to win regularly out of these. But a better player than me, like I say, Cheerful Pessimist had a great video about this where he was showing how you could really work with the reels to get them to do what you wanted them to do and get them to go where you want them to go. I was just about to say, oh fuck, I was just like, you know what, I need to take a win here. It's going to spin the jackpot in. Ah, that might be a repeaty one. That might be a repeaty one. Don't repeat. Ah! Fuck. Right. You know what? It could do a tour here as well. It could do a 2 repeat. Nah. 50-50. No, there it is. It's done. Oh dear. Well, I fucked that one up. This is like me when I was first practicing this in the pub. I had this a couple of times before I got my eye. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, not again. Never does 60. I've never, ever. There we go. Well, that kind of tells you there, you know, off the back of collecting that 15 quid, it was still really close to wanting to spin in. So that, unfortunately, but you can see now on the stats here. Now, bearing in mind that this machine was already paying out at 109% when I started. And what's that? We've got our current session stats at the top there. Yeah, okay. 178, finally settled on 178% on this session on a machine that was already running at 109% before I started. So the problem that I'm going to have now is I might just have to play a little bit of life back into it, because it did manage to drop the full 45 on me there. I mean, it can sometimes be worth just seeing if you can get lucky on the feature trigger. It did it last night when I had a little practice this morning, a little practice last night. I did get lucky on the feature trigger where it just hit cash duel on a super number. I had also on the let 'em spins. The let 'em spins can be a half decent way. And if you're not great on getting the real setups, as I am not, that will, you know, I could muddle through on this. Let's just see if we can get another. But, I mean, you've kind of seen it now. You have seen it, and you can imagine that. So if even a relative donkey like me can manage it, then a better player who can really work with the reels, you can imagine how this would be a good, efficient emptier. But I could do well enough on this to still be a consistent winner on it. I'm slightly just hoping for a feature trigger there. I can't imagine it'll let me gamble out to unlimited nudges at this point. It should be a way off spinning in the jackpot now, so. But you can see that it's not the easiest barcode in the world to get. So that's not helping us there, is it? I mean, the thing is with that single bar, have a look at the single bar there. It's good that reel 3 is going to come to not a million miles away from where it is now. See there, it's only just like, yeah, so see 3 or 4 stops is about the most it can do on reel 3. But that's just fucking useless, isn't it? I don't know what I'm doing there, really. Let's just get rid of it. It's not giving me some nice... I mean, let's just have a look there. If we have a look. So we've got the great with a 3 on reel 3. See there, there's the great with the 3. So we've got the melon above the great with a 3. There's the... Oh, no, it's gone a little bit that way. See there, but it's always reasonably close. And you can do that on each of the 3 reels, is that they've basically got a sort of target area where they can hit, and you can kind of manipulate it to an extent from there. This is just not... I mean, there's a triple up there. I mean, we're just blindly hoping for a sort of feature trigger there, really. Let me just get cash duel one more time. I mean, I mean, we could let that go. And we could let that go, maybe. There we are. See there? That's sort of... Yeah, you see that? It's in a crummy mood now with me because it's not giving the better bonuses. That's why if you let it spin the jackpot in like that, you kind of... It takes the edge off. And it won't be as inclined to give you the decent bonuses, which then hinders you when you're coming to getting things set up like that. So... I'll just do it one more time so we can see it again. But, I mean, I'll stand on... I've actually had a good run on this last night and a good run on this this morning when I was practicing. And that's reflected there in the stats there as well that you can see. And I'm not really being very smart with my holds here. But, I mean, if I'd have walked away after that... After it did the jackpot repeater, I'd have been... And I'm still in profit now. I'd be like over 20 quid up on it now. But obviously I would have been considerably more in profit than that after it did the jackpot on 2 repeats. When I was learning it, I would actually... even when it stiffed me with the jackpot on 2 repeats, I just stayed on it to kind of practice it some more. And you could still win on it quite easily because you've always got the sort of comfort of knowing that you've got those free £15 wins. Can we see there? We're back up to nudging for 7 quid again. So that tells us that we've got a little bit of happiness in there at least. Okay, how far off? See, it's... Yeah. I mean, I don't want to push this one too far because we could have a shot. We could have a shot at a hold after nudges here. No, it didn't want to give it. And bearing in mind that the hold after nudges doesn't guarantee... And see, I think that's probably... Yeah, we're a way off there, aren't we? And is that? I wouldn't even be surprised. Yeah, see there now, we're £7 plus repeat. So that also gives you an idea of what's happening here. Is it's just, like I say, it's knocking the top off the compensatory. It's not putting it down to minimum happiness. It's just you just make life a little bit harder for yourself. I mean, we've got that. I mean, there's quite a lot of the barcodes, of course, are. Shall we just take a barcode just to take a few quid? We probably don't want anything too big off. 16 nudges. Mystery wing can dick you. What's that? There we are. That's fine. 4 quid on strawberries. That'll just take a little bit off it. I'd like to just see it because we haven't seen it here. It hasn't given me any of the nice-ish setups that even I can recognise and do. It can be it's a hard. I don't know why I held that then. It's a harder one to do than Caesar's Palace because you don't have those nice easy feature exchanges, which makes it substantially easier to get the exchanges that you want. But we'll just do it one more time. We do have to be a little bit careful because it doesn't feel like the machine is super happy, and then the compensator will know. I'm going to chuck in a jackpot repeat. Any chance of a feature trigger? I can't imagine that we're up to gambling out nudges unlimited yet. No, that's going to lose. There we are. You're not going to get away with them super sketchy gambles on these. See, I mean, is that even a thing? And we get a number there. See, I'm sure there are some. Well, I know for a fact there are some clever holds that you can do on this. Okay, again, that's just a fucking diabolical. Well, there was no need for that, was there? See, that would have been it. That's a nice-ish one there, but it just didn't want to give me the hold for that. And I mean, there's the. See there, it can be hard work when you've got 16 stop reels. Right, reel stopper can actually be one of the better ones. Where are we? So, no, again, they've just managed to drop into a bit of an abyss there, haven't they? No, we've just got numbers there's just numbers all over the place, isn't there? Oh, it got bored with that. I was struggling to find a decent spot to stop it there, I've got to say. And it decided in the end to make the decision for me. I mean, geez, you can see there. It's just been a pig here. Just do that, I think. It has been a twat. So select to account. It's one of the better bonuses. We are getting the better bonuses here, but I'm just not getting the setups that I want for the barcodes. Any way we can get them, we'll do. See, that's fine. If super numbers, but nothing to do with them. I mean, that's not. I don't think we can even get. Can we even get a hold after nudges from there? I don't think we can we? And you're not going to get it away. You're not going to get away with gambling on a 6 on this. And we're probably not there yet, but we just need to be mindful of the jackpot spin coming around again. They work. They could be quite a harsh proposition, these aces, and that's all my profit gone. I mean, obviously, what you don't want to happen there is get the bloody jackpot spinning double repeat, but it's not done my profit any favours, I should imagine, unless you actually walk. I mean, what you could do, as long as you were careful with how much money was left in it. What you could do is let it do the jackpot spinning double repeat as a final kind of flourish. Once you'd taken enough, because that was the other thing, is once you'd taken enough free wins out. Look at it rattling through here. Once you'd taken enough of the free £15 out of it, you did want to play it down. So, you know, letting it spin the jackpot in and repeat once or twice, and then maybe just taking a couple of other wins just to get it down to a low level of happiness was an entirely valid thing to do. It's just not going here at all with the setups of the bonuses or anything, is it? Look at that. Awful. So you can see here, though, where my amateur status is hurting me. Because I haven't got the skills to really fuck around on the base game here. And it's just putting everything in the wrong places all the time, isn't it? It can be a pain in the arse sometimes when it wants to be. I mean, obviously we've got the double just below there. And then it doesn't matter how happy it gets, you're just never going to be winning on those numbers. See, there we are. We're up to... I'd probably better take that. Oh, shit, of course there's a box there. It's going to boost, isn't it? Okay. Now then, that means I'm getting into the zone again. I probably don't want to do that either. I should probably be... Right, okay. Like, I don't want to be getting... Okay, so yeah, that should... Yeah, there we go. So that single's not too far away. The double's just up there. Okay, real stopper. Okay, real stopper's going to put it 4 away, isn't it? Let's try that. See there, finally a decent real stopper for it. Okay, so we only need 4, but remember, I don't... There's no advantage of stopping it directly on 4 because I haven't got the super number yet. Okay, we just need a super number. Right, we've got the 4 nudges. We just need... Don't you dare. There we are. Right. Oh, fucking hell. Sorry, folks. I'm shit, and it's making it hard work. And those two things are a bit of a dangerous combination. So we're going to do exactly the same again. And so we've got 0 bank. So you can see here, we know what it's going to do. Instead of stopping at £7.40 here, it stops at £7.60. So here we go. Here we go. And watch the bank. Watch the bank very closely. It's going to add all that up. £15.20. Oh, I'll round that up for you. Bosh. And then very, very quickly, but you do see there, and that is exactly the same as on the real machine. It was a very weird thing. The first time I saw it, and I saw that, like, jackpot amount, and it was 16 quid before it knocked it down to 15. I was like, ooh, that's a bit weird, isn't it? That's not supposed to be a thing. So there you are. So that's another 15 quid now. And the machine does not see that. In terms of compensation, the machine does not see that. Do we want to do that there? Is that right? I don't know. I should be a little bit more ready for these re-triggers. Shall we just... It can be. The thing that's annoying me here is all of these have been hard work. And you just get little runs of them together sometimes. Exactly the same on the real thing for me because I'm not firing on all cylinders when it comes to the setups, but sometimes I would just... Oh no! There you go! There you go. So I'm off on the timings there as well. But it does feed into you can see that those £15 are free wins because there's no way that it would be spinning a jackpot straight in. Don't repeat! Fuck! Well, if nothing else, you can see there that those £15 are free wins. It's just not affecting the happiness of the machine at all. There we are. So that feels like a 30 to me. Oh no, it's going to go for a 45. I couldn't be any more wrong on this video. Every single thing that's coming out of my mouth is just a load of fucking garbage. Even more so than usual. Right, okay, fine, it wanted to do... Oh, whatever. I'm confident it won't repeat again. It never does. It never does a 60. So there we are. It's done it again. But we're sort of ending up back to where we were before. Now, in that I could walk away from the real machine at this point. I could walk away well in profit. So you do get the idea there. You do see that even a bumbling oaf like me can make bank on this because I've got that £15 free win coming round on a reasonably regular basis. Put this machine in the hands of a better player than me and who really knows their way around the machine and the setups. As you can see how that would be a pretty effective emptier. And the problem there is unless it really wants to spawn me out, is it's going to be back in that state now that where it's not going to be wanting to give me the super features too readily. Probably going to dip me off on that. So I won't inflict upon you going round again. The good news on this is that it is emulated. This is a Chloe Classic. We've never had a DX for Wild West. For some reason, I mean, if that flyer there is very low quality, so if that's the only flyer we've got, then that kind of makes sense. But we've never had a DX for this, but we've got a nice Chloe Classic here. It's very true to the real machine. So we're fine in that regard. You can play this, you can download it for yourself, and you can do better at it than me, I am sure. I'll probably carry on having a go at it. I'm a little bit narked with my performance. I do think it was playing silly buggers with me there. It wasn't affording me some... See, there, I mean, obviously what you do, if you were playing the machine just normally, and that just shows you, by the way, that the machine has still got some value in it as well. So in fact, let's just do that and see if it puts me up. It could fuck me with a boost or something. It has. It fucked me the same again. But the machine is not completely dead. It's not like it's... Oh, see, I mean, we potentially get... And this is what you would do on the real thing. But, oh no, okay, it's not letting me have £7. I think this machine got out of bed this morning and said, right, I'm going to make Degsy look a twat on his next video. And it's done a very good job of it. Fair play. But it shouldn't be completely dead. This is the thing, because that compensator isn't taking all of the value out of the machine. It's just saying I need to pay something back here because I'm drifting a little bit too far. Yeah, we are back now. You can see we are back. That's the problem, is when you let it do that, it does put you back into a... we'll let that go. It puts it back into a less happy situation, and then you've got to play some life back into it. It has been a bit of a tit at the minute, isn't it? I mean, it'd be a very, very optimistic world where it gives me... No, that's not going to happen, is it? So I'm probably going to have to play a bit back through it here. So, like I say, I have done a little bit of practice on it for the video, but clearly not enough. Although I do feel it's played a bit of a dick. Let's just see if we can get... It can just... No, it can just surprise you sometimes. The other option that you've got is it might... You can get it sometime. There you are. So we've got... Oh, I was just pushing... I should have... I was just playing to maximise profit. What I should have done there is just collect the £7 repeat, because that can repeat when it wants to as well. You know, if we were just trying to take the value out and our intention was to walk away from the machine, that's the kind of win that you would be taking there. And this is what I would do on the real thing, is when I was ready to... When I'd had me enough free 15 quids out of it, and I knew that there wasn't that much money left in it, because remember, your hopper was only 125 quid. You'd just play it down so that you'd leave a fairly dead machine behind you, which was... not very nice, but that was, unfortunately, that was the game for all of its faults. And they were many. Right, okay. Yeah, it's just not quite. Just see if it's prepared to... I haven't hit anything off that. There we are. There's feature trigger. Oh, no! It's gone for cash duel, but it's not super. So that is a way that you can get it, and it's very... I mean, I can't see it going back to cash duel now either, can you? Let's just see if we can... Oh, it has! There you go! There you go! Right, there we are then. So, exchange for feature, and this works. This works exactly the same way, so we can get another free 15 out of it here. So you never give up. You can just drop one in on you like that. Doesn't matter how you get it. They all count. So there we go. So there is the feature trigger doing it. Just goes to show you it can... There, exactly the same thing. Bosh. There it goes. So that's another free £15 out of it. So now that we're playing... that we're playing a little bit of life back into the machine now, and that won't knock it back at all. That 15 quid there is not going to be accounted for at all. So now the machine's getting a little bit of life in it, and that will not affect it. But I mean, shall we just go? That's a bit of a spec. I mean, I think we've got... Yeah, the problem there... I mean, hold after nudges is... Oh, you bastard. is probably... So let's just have a look, because where that lands now, let's just open the doors and have another look. So I think that will be further over percentage now than it was before, even with my awful play. Let's just have a look at the numbers. Oh, I don't think it's changed. In fact, I don't think it's changed much, has it? I think, well, that's because I was a bit shit there. No, after all that, it's not moved. But even that tells you that this is not working right. This machine is 25% over percentage when we started. It's still 25% over percentage now. And let's be honest, I've not been doing a very good job of it. But those free £15 wins, even with terrible play and a pretty bad run, are not affecting the happiness of the machine at all. And if I could just up my game a bit here, or just get a little run, if I could... Ooh, see that's... See the trip... Oh, no, I needed one more. I can't imagine it's going to... Yeah, there's no world where it's going to do that, is it? I'm sure if you were doing these back in the day and you're watching this, you're probably thinking, fucking hell, Degsy, what are you fucking holding here? Why are you playing it like that? I get it, I understand. So we just go for that. Might give us a hold on that. I am getting slightly locked into just trying to get another one here, but oh, that would have been that's a nice one there. Because obviously the reel 2 is somewhere in between. That's the medium spin between the short spin on reel 1 and the long spin. I mean, is there even a world where there's a hold there? I don't know. See, that's fucking useless, isn't it? And that's not winning. There's no world where that's winning. I mean, what I'll do is I always post a thread over at Desert Island Fruits, and maybe a couple of boys over there, a couple of the old boys will be able to give a bit of advice on a better way to get these reels set up. I mean, it might do that, you know. No. So, but I've won on it. I've won on it there on this session. I've made a profit. You can see that the long-term stats are in profit as well. And I actually emptied this as well once. It was, I do remember, because it was a Monday. Now, it had been after the weekend. What I tended to do, if I had some time off, or if I had a Monday off or a week off, whatever it was, Monday was one of my favourite times to go out playing for two reasons. Specifically on the machine front, the pubs would be nice and quiet, and the idea was that they'd had a lot of play over the weekend, so they'd be nice and fat. The other one was, it was an opportunity to take the edge off the weekend, because the weekends at that time that tended to be a little bit, well, I'll give you a clue. So on Monday, I'd perhaps still be a little bit floaty, but, you know, you were starting to get into the space where you needed to soften your head a little bit. So one of my favourite things to do on a Monday was go out for an afternoon round in Ramsey to do the machines. It was often a very profitable round that there were far more pubs, far more machines, they got far more casual play, and Monday could be a really good day to go round. And I went into the Viking in Ramsey that I knew they had a Wild West in there, and what I did was, if it was full when you started and it was dropping, then obviously you knew it had 125 quid in it. If it wasn't dropping, I'd usually try and get it dropping. And then I knew that I was working with a full hopper, and then keep a count in, because obviously you don't stand there with a bloody notebook and pen. So what I tended to try and do was start with a full hopper, 125, and then I could keep a count in my head of where I was up to. And that generally worked very well, and I would always try and take my free wins out, play down the happiness of the machine, and then walk away with maybe 15 quid, 20 quid left in the hopper, just enough for the machine to carry on playing normally. But on this Monday, I was a little bit slushy in the head. It was at the end of the round. I tended to do the Viking at the end of my round. I'd had a few beers, and I lost track. I miscounted. I think I thought it had like 20 quid left in it. But I took a final bank of whatever it was, £15-20, expecting to leave that kind of smallish amount in the hopper. I'd obviously lost track at some point, and the bloody thing I.O.U'd for £7. I was like, oh no, I've miscounted, because you don't want to empty a machine. Even if you can empty a machine, you don't want to empty it because it's a red flag to an operator. So I was like, oh, bollocks, I've fucked up here. They paid me the I.O.U from behind the bar and turned the machine off. Came back a week later, and I was half expecting this. And as I walked in, straight away I clocked it had fucking gone. It had been there for a while as well. It was a really good earner. I emptied it once by accident. I.O.U'd it. And obviously that was enough for the operator to actually, I don't know, check the internal stats there, because you can see that this thing is tracking internally where it's up to. Empty machine. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? Yanked it. And it disappeared. Now, I did tend to do a little bit of travelling because that happened. And I'm sure players from back in the day will know about this, that operators, rather than just like bin a machine completely, they would try moving it somewhere else. And there was always this little game of trying to find where your good machines had gone. But unfortunately, I never saw that Wild West again. And I think it was possibly the last one that I had as well. So that was the lesson there. I knew you weren't supposed to empty machines. I emptied it by accident, and that was the last time I ever saw it. Although with my play there, you'd be hard pushed to actually empty this thing if this was a real machine. But you can definitely see how it works. You can definitely see that super cash duel is a free win, and that is your route to empty it. You take all your free wins, play the value down, and then walk away with your profit, leaving the machine working. And then, unfortunately, the next person who comes along is going to have a bad time. I never liked that element of it. I was very much aware that kind of I was doing to the people coming after me that players had been doing to me during my addict years when I had been the sucker filling them up. I was always aware of it. I never liked it, but I was still, at that point, I was still in that flush of finally being able to win on machines. And I was just laser focused on trying to win some of the tens of thousands of fucking pounds I'd lost on the things over that decade of addiction. But it was something I was never happy about, but not too unhappy that it made me stop. It was always a little bit of a shifty game, really, wasn't it, all round, come to think about it. But anyway, on that note, I will leave it for you there. So there you go. That's another one done. Wild West, fully emptiable on the £15 jackpot. And we've got doable ROMs in the emulator, which by all accounts were the last ROMs that were out in the wild. Because what I was told was this one was never re-chipped. And somebody in Ace didn't manage to work out that when you're upgrading a £10 jackpot to a £15 jackpot, maybe it's a bad idea to have a feature that can award two values of £7.60 to make a total of £15.20. Thank you very much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch up with you next time. But for now it is goodbye.
Got any salmon? Sorted.